This week, stay in your lane, one stars. Blisters and Larry Listers, some quick action, Italiano and Navajo. Brush your teeth. And from Long Beach to the PNW, we're back. Happy holidays. Enjoy this episode.
Happy holidays indeed to all the one-star listeners out there, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, or if you just want a Home Alone Kevin McAllister t-shirt. Our partner, homage.com, has you covered. Make sure you click the custom homage.com link in our show notes to purchase gear to help support your favorite podcast. One-star recruits.
Yo, aloha. Welcome to the One Star Recruits podcast. Checking in 188. Life is good. All is well. Trying very, very, very hard as usual to fit everything in on these Janus days, which are also my podcast days. Listeners, you know, I continue to try to just do too much, condense it. But I'm here. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. And I appreciate December 1, Rip. Go ahead. Bone Thugs and Harmony us right here for the first of the month. Hit us one time.
Wake up, it's the first of the month. So get up, cash your checks and come on.
How you feeling? You're back from the Bay Area, the Bay, East Side San Jose. You're back, bro. Last we heard, your kid got his two fronts knocked out by your other kid. What's the update?
Hey, we're about a week in and the tooth has not come out yet, has not chipped again. So it's funny. My sister-in-law did that when she was about 9 years old and she's in her 40s now and on the same filling. So I'm hoping for the best. Can't bite into any apples yet, but trying to get a lot of yogurt and bread in there to keep it soft on that front tooth.
Also, you caught a lot of heat from last week's podcast. You just kind of glazed over it, but it's in there. We got a lot of comments, and the text chat was going nuts. How you just coach speaked, you sitting there watching the Cowboys game while your kids had a WWE match in the piano room.
It's true. You have to make excuses when it's partially your fault. That's the answer. So, coach speak or not, I mean, I'm gonna throw some Lane Kiffin in there when I can. Coach speak.
Coach it up. I need a coach. I need a life coach. I need a coach for these Tuesdays. So today I tried to get up. I played tennis. Tennis World, look out. I'm back. Rip, I'm telling you, it's such a great workout. I know I'm 43. Sounds like old man talk. Get off my lawn talk. It is such a good workout. It's like playing basketball. The only other thing that I might include doing now, if I can do tennis and then swimming, which I'm going to get my kid in the pool pretty soon. I'm starting to hear rumblings of other people getting their 4-month-old swimming in pools already. Am I too early for this?
Throw them in the deep end, man. The earlier you do it, the better swimmer they'll be in the long run. I know there's like survival classes where they just throw them in and let them figure it out. But basically, you can find a place like that in Portland where the temperature of the pool is like in the 70s when you're freezing out there in the 30s. Go for it. Get DK. Have them live life.
Yeah, float around. I see other babies doing it. I was doing it. Actually, you touched grass in the pool that I learned how to baby float in, which is actually a damn hot springs in Chico, Montana. Chico Hot Springs, which is like an open pool hot springs. It's not one of those super smelly sulfur stanks that you have to walk 15 miles to, and there's two hippies in there just smelling it up a little bit more. But it's like a really nice venue where I learned how to swim. It's time I get this kid in the damn pool. Rip. Not a hot springs, though. That probably isn't an ideal place to learn how to swim. Would you rather learn it in like a normal pool or that hot springs that you hit in Chico?
I think a normal pool where you're in the company of other babies that are learning to swim as well. And I'll tell you what, one star hot take. If you throw him in the pool for the first time and he cries, you probably just have a normal kid, like 98% of the population. But if you throw DK Jr. in there and he comes out smiling and laughing and not crying, you might have a professional athlete on your hands.
Swimming. I can't believe some swimming's still a thing. I can't believe people still do the butterfly, and that's an actual thing that you train for in the Olympic sport. Maybe he will be, though. Anyway, what was I talking about? Laps, kids, tennis. So great. So great. Wife sent me a house in Beaverton. Winston, can you send that link over to Rip? With a tennis court in the back. Dude, I don't know. Maybe it could also be a good sport court, I suppose. I might be one in the 152,000 out of 152,000 people that see this tennis court in a backyard now and say, "Holy shit, this is awesome." Is what is this? Is this a real estate stay away, you think, for me? Is this just the algorithm feeding me through my wife houses with tennis courts? What do you think, Rip? What do you think? Tennis courts on a private residence when look at the house. It doesn't fully fit in. It looks like a very normal house that you would see in any suburban neighborhood. One story, three bedroom, two bath, I think might be a little bit bigger. And then the back has a full size tennis court. What do you think? Overrated, underrated in real estate in RE?
I don't know. I'm digging it. Listeners can follow along too. Check it out on Redfin 6025 Southwest Spruce Avenue, Beaverton, Oregon. The part I like is the swimming pool, basically with a view of the tennis court. So maybe your wife and possibly DK Jr. can be in the pool watching you get a tennis workout in. And if you really look at the stats, I guarantee you a lot of these tennis legends, Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick, these guys, I bet they grew up with tennis courts in their backyard. They can play whenever they want.
Yeah, normal rich world with big houses and pool houses and then tennis little apartments have a tennis court. This is a normal. Yeah, take a look. This just looks like a Boogie Nights house, could have been shot here if it was down in Studio City. I liked it. It was under $1 million. Hard to find a house under $1 million nowadays, to be honest with you. Wasn't sure though. That was just the tennis talking into me. And then I wonder how much I would actually play because it takes two to tango. You need to have people come over to play tennis with you. I could play DK Jr., obviously, get him out there a little bit, throw some basketball hoops. I think there might have been basketball hoops on there. Anywho, real estate talk with the one stars, baby. Yeah, check out that link. I'm not looking for real estate. I just don't feel, I don't want another thing right now. I'm going to keep it light. Maybe I'll rent someplace with a tennis court in the future and get my fix that way, see if it's worth it. But pool and tennis court is like the two things I think in real estate you say don't worry about. Those are stupid. Those are not value added items. But for me, the one star, I'm fired up for that. Looks like a Lane Kiffin house. That's like if that house was in Oxford, Mississippi, that's where that's the type of house that Lane Kiffin and Keith Carter would meet the chancellor at. The chancellor would live there, probably eating pasta in that pool, most likely, if it was in Oxford, not Beaverton. And Beaverton normies can get in here. Check it out. Lane Kiffin to LSU, Rip, Louisiana State University. Quick callback last week's episode. I had said that he would shock the world and set a new precedent in college coaching, a la Tom Osborne or the great Eddie Robinson. For all the smokers out there, Frank Kush, guys that just stayed the whole time in their program, did it for the community, did it for the love of the area so their kids could grow up there, whatever the reasons were. But I also reminded folks very quickly that nobody ever does this ever, and he's definitely not going to stay. So I kind of double-sided that thing anyway. But he's out of there. He's out of Oxford. A very valiant effort by one-star alumni, friend of the pod, Keith Carter. Talked about him. What do you think about Keith, Rip? Did he give it his best go? Was that his best go? Did he take a good swing at the ball?
Our guy, man, one of the great ADs in all of college sports and all of the NCAA. Yeah, Keith Carter. I think he did admirably. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a pathological serial coach like Lane Kiffin. Yeah. And if you look back at it last week, we both predicted he would stay. That was a huge error by us. If you look at Lane Kiffin's track record, he leaves everywhere he goes. He'll eventually leave LSU at some point. But man, Keith Carter, the part I like the most is that he stuck to his guns. He said, Lane, you cannot coach this team going forward. You're going to our rival. You got to get the hell out of here. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. You can't let that man coach the rest of the season, the bowl game, and possibly college football playoff. Promote one of your assistants, which he did. Now the Pete Golding is the new Ole Miss coach. And I think that team rallies around him. Who is not rooting for Ole Miss to win the national title at this point?
Well, it's just an SEC school that's never going to get out of the middle range of the SEC. It just is what it is. But good take, Rip, from my guy Keithy. I think he took a pretty good swing. Tough. You're not going to win that one. He's a hoe. Like that little local podcaster. That was a one-star moment. Listeners, there's an old Miss podcaster who a week earlier on his podcast, a very local podcast, called Lane Kiffin a hoax. He leaves city so much, leaves school so much. And after the Egg Bowl, Lane Kiffin went after this. He was just a fat faced kid. He could look like a student, Rip. Was just a fat faced 1 star local podcaster. And Big Lane found him and got up to him and said something along the lines of "Don't you dare call me a hoe," or something like that. What do you think of that, Rip? Very dramatic for a big time coach, for the big time coach.
Come on, you gotta say that correctly, man. Classic rap line. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Lane Kiffin, meaning that he won't stay. Hoes don't stay. They move around from house to house. They'll never be housewives. So that was a great coup by that guy. I mean, could you imagine how many followers he got? That moment of a lifetime for that guy. Like you said, just like fat faced 20-something-year-old. But now everyone knows who he is, viral on social media. To have a coach that's in the limelight and the news come up to you after a game and do that, that's podcast gold right there, DK. Call somebody a hoe right now. Do it. Who do you got to call a hoe?
One
Can you
star
get
bump. Dylan Brooks, you a hoe. Clip it. I love you, Dylan. You're actually becoming my favorite player very quickly. Clip that too. Lane Kiffin. Okay, good shit, Rip. I mean, we talked about Franklin's contract, so just really quickly, it was a 7-year deal at LSU, $91 million contract. So that's about what, $13 million a year. So he's highest paid coach. We know that LSU is a good job because we talked about it on the 1 stars before with our guests and me and you, Rip. All the good players come from Louisiana. Remember? Like wide receiver state.com. So you just got to kind of put a fence around the state of Louisiana and then pull a couple 5-star guys from other places along the way. It is a great job. You're also at LSU in full control of your destiny and like kind of the CEO and chairman of the board there versus other schools where you're just going to be a guy on the chain. So that buyout's extremely friendly, which is good to know because like Rip said, use a hoe. So if LSU fires him without cause, he's owed still 80% of whatever the salaries left in the deal. So that was different than some other guys in this last firing round that came up. It's a big contract though. So there you go. Good job, my man. I think he's also the buyout for Ole Miss is $3 million. So you can go get your guys a free safety next year, Keith, with that $3 million that LSU will be paying you for the $3 million buyout. Big Lane. What else, Rip? So LSU is paying now Lane, Brian Kelly is getting significant money, which tens of millions of dollars, but they're trying to fight that. And then they're also paying your guy, Ed Orgeron. He should be on our podcast, by the way, one of the best voices in coaching. I think still paying him about $8 million a year. He's doing it right, by the way. Remember I said you should just kick back and take your money and go? He's running around the country, taking his shirt off, doing podcasts, lifting weights, drinking beers, talking to chicks, right? He's doing it the way you should be doing it, not hopping back in this thing real fast. All is well, though, SEC. The saga continues. Good luck to all schools involved there. Any other movement that you want to talk about in the college world? It's kind of crazy, Rip, that this coaching crazy carousel has to happen right now before all the playoffs take place and the seedings and stuff because National Signing Day is right around the corner. It's today or tomorrow. I'm not 100%. So you have to have your coach in place to be able to do the signings, which doesn't all. What should we do? Should we just move? A lot of people are saying move the playoff back to just within a fair amount of time and push the signing day up. Is that the solution? Is that the easiest solution that's in front of us?
I think it's fine how it is. People complain, but I mean, obviously the most successful coaches are going to be the most in demand. So obviously you're going to lose some of these coaches that are headed to the playoff, but that's just how things work in life. And I think it's huge for college football. It's actually great timing because look at the spotlight it puts on the sport, good or bad. It's taken news away from the NFL and from everywhere else in the news cycle. So I don't think there's any issue with it.
No issue from Rip. Nothing but love in the NFL week 13. I'm at the stage with DK Jr. where I can't watch ball anymore. We're almost sitting. We're starting to crawl a little bit. There's babbling and gaggling and talking at you and whatever alien language is happening right now. And my ability to watch ball is just not it anymore. Thanksgiving feels like it was ions ago, Rip. I do remember Jordan Love threw 4 touchdowns feels like he's hitting his stride with that squad. Fantasy value in particular for Jordan Love, kind of peaking at the right time. So I remember that. Anything stand out to you on Thanksgiving Day football wise? A good day, Rip. It's one of the better football days if you can actually sit down and watch all the games.
Yeah, it was a great day of football. The NFL actually had all three were really good matchups between teams that are either in the playoff hunt or battling to get in it. Joe Burrow came back just at the right time for the NFL to knock off the Ravens. Who knows what's up with Lamar Jackson and that team? They got another big one this week, but yeah, the NFL nailed it with scheduling this year. Not many duds on the schedule between Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night.
It's a nice flow moving into the playoffs, fantasy wise in particular. Dontavian Wicks caught a lot of those balls and touchdowns for the Packers that game. Is that a guy you're gonna? Is that a guy you want to grab on waivers? Rip, was Wicks ever a waivers guy, or is he was somebody's deep on somebody's bench all season?
That Packers wide receiver rotation is tough to crack. If you can predict which of the four guys are going to go off in any given game, I think you'll be successful. But yeah, he's a guy you might want to stick in there on bye weeks or possibly a good matchup. But they got so many guys that Jordan Love throws to that it feels impossible to predict.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Even that backfield's starting to get weird. It's one of those teams that if you're holding them, it's just they're going to be good. They're going to put up points. You just have no idea what direction they're going into. A team like the Cowboys, who a lot of folks gave up early on the season, is seem to be more predictable. I mean, Dak's really putting it together. I think he had a great passing game of over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs. Uh, the guys that are consistent are on that team are the receivers we thought they would be. Pickens is terrific. He's a little bit less than a pill. Turns out Mike Tomlin might be the problem in Pittsburgh. Not all these guys who are getting pushed out of town. He seems to be on better behavior, and that receiving core is coming together. I mean, I can't say enough about Brandon Aubrey, just as far as fantasy goes, and keeping if the guy's on your squad, he's keeping you in a lot of games. He's that player that you need is listed at 7, and he's constantly getting you 15. Just in the right ways that just make perfect sense. So that whole Cowboys squad, if you're headed into the end of your season, good for you for sticking with them. Trevor Lawrence might be coming around. Rip, I watched a little bit of the highlights. He's hitting some of his newer receivers. Trevor Lawrence, if he had an opportunity to come to our Arizona Cardinals, is that something that could potentially work? Is that just another mess waiting to happen? I feel like if he got a haircut and came to Arizona, he could have his Sam Darnold moment, maybe his Kurt Warner moment of his second life. I can see that there with a nice buzz cut.
That beautiful hair he has. I think it's all about the coaching. I mean, that head coach that they have, Liam Cohen, turned Baker Mayfield into an all-pro last year. Baker's kind of come crashing back down a little bit this year since he left, but then now he's turned Trevor Lawrence into maybe his best year so far. So if we can bring that coach with him to Arizona, I'm down. But other than that, I think it's just another average quarterback.
Let's do a couple of smasher passes, fantasy addiction here, because I have some questions for myself, but I'll throw them at you because I'm just not fully sure here. Devin Neal, rookie for the Saints. Smash or pass, Rip?
Yeah, I'm gonna say smash, especially since they have the Buccaneers this week, and that could possibly be a little bit of a high-scoring game. Your guy Tyler has kind of come around a little bit, and Devin Neal catches passes as a running back. So I think the Saints will probably be down a little bit and trying to come back against the Buccaneers. So he could get 5 or 6 receptions in that game too.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. Keep an eye on Kamara. There's no telling. Chris Rodriguez Jr. with the Commanders seems to take a lot of goal line carries and big time away from Bill. That team's maybe going in the right direction. They can't finish games, they can't win games, but the offense is at least showing up. Chris Rodriguez Jr. Do you want him on your squad?
I do, and I saw my first Commanders game the other night, the Monday Night Football game or Sunday Night Football, where they almost beat the 10-2 Broncos. They played hard, and that guy runs hard. Chris Rodriguez, hadn't seen much of him before. It's a really bad team, but they have a lot of heart, and that guy runs hard. So I think you could squeeze him in as a flex on the right team in fantasy.
Wide receivers, I need help with. He dropped a lot of balls last week. I was keeping an eye on him because the Jets have a very favorable schedule here moving forward. Pretty banged up. John Mechie the third, Rip. You pick him up?
No, no, no. You want one Jets receiver. It's Adonai Mitchell, DK. Adonai Mitchell is the guy that Tyrod Taylor has proven that he likes to throw to. Last week, I think he had 8 for 101 and a touchdown. It's a good fantasy day if you can get it. But like you said, Jets have a really favorable schedule. He's not going to put up those numbers every week, but this week against the Dolphins, you could see another repeat. Stay away from Mechie, man. Adonai Mitchell is the guy you want.
Yep, yep. Came over from the Colts. I love I love this guy in the preseason. I thought he'd have a bigger season than he did. Obviously, some quarterback issues though. Andre Isovas in Cincinnati. T. Higgins is out. So Joe Burrow's back. This is an easy pickup. I see him on a lot of waivers still sitting out there. That's an easy pickup, right?
I said smash to the first three. I'm going to pass on this Esovis guy, DK. I think T. Higgins actually is still in play for this game at Buffalo. And I also assume it's going to be really bad weather. Buffalo on December 7th is not going to be pretty. So I don't think there's going to be a ton of passing going on in that game. And if there is, it's going to Jamar and possibly T. Higgins if he's back.
Good points. That's why we ask. Jaden Higgins, I'm interested in, but we don't have to play moving forward. I This might be a game where I'd take a look at Jacoby Brissett. If you're just looking for some numbers, we're talking favorable matchups. It's going to flow right into the Arizona Cardinals Sad Boys Club. Another loss, hence the segment. Rip, do you want to do a Sad Boys Club segment? You want to do your feelings? Should I do a quick summary and then you do a quick Sad Boys Club moment?
I mean, I could say the same thing every week, but it always comes down to that point in the game, especially because I was locked into that Buccaneers game. You're down three with 2 minutes left and driving to tie it or win it. And I turned to my wife. I said, it'd be nice if they win, but I'm really rooting for them to lose for a higher draft pick. What does winning a fourth game do for you other than screw up your draft pick? So, like I said, it's the same situation every year at this time. We're rooting for a higher draft pick, but it is incredible. Let me throw a number at you, DK. They have 9 losses. They're 3-9.
Mm-hmm.
5 of those 9 losses are by 3 points or less. 6 of those 9 losses are by 5 points or less. So I don't see how. Again, I think I said this a couple weeks ago, but I don't see how Gannon gets back for another season after this. Because to beat a good team, you have to win those close games. They have shown nothing of that sort, especially since they started out 2-0. You know, things were so promising, but then it all fell off a cliff. 3-9, another lost season for the Arizona Cardinals. Sad boys.
You made Coach Gannon's point right there in the first part of what you just said. Those all those games within such a short amount of points, 3 to 5 points, and it could have been that's a pass rusher. That's an elite pass rusher makes a difference in that. Quarterback obviously changes all that. A really good quarterback changes all that too. So that's his defense. So we're pretty close. We're missing just a couple small pieces, and we should be able to do this thing. But kept it close is right, man. It's another battle. Tampa Bay is a tough place to play in. We talked last week to Derek Brooks, who held it down there for decades. We saw a couple games there in person. It's always been a tough place to go in and play for, but the Cardinals have played fairly decent there. Defensive battle. Jacoby Brissett and Trey McBride really had something going here down in Tampa Bay, which was nice to see. Want to really keep that going with McBride because he is, what did the kids used to say? All that in a bag of chips. No kids ever said that. That was the lamest shit ever. But he's that dude. Trey McBride is that guy. He's proven it in these losses. I do wish that he wouldn't do. I understand still celebrating touchdowns and being excited about touchdowns, but when you're losing, you don't have to, Trey. And I feel like he's getting peer pressured into celebrating when we're just give the ball to the ref and then we'll celebrate next year when we're not Sad Boys Club, pretty much. Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson, I guess they're out there playing football, not making any. You watched the whole game. You saw Wilson drop the last pass that could have kept the drive going. I mean, he sucks. He's the number one guy I want out of here, but he's in there running routes, doing his thing. Nothing, no standout to mention. Just sad, just all around. My wife had a moment. Her family's from the Bay Area. They like the 49ers. She's very used to saying like, yay, touchdown, or wow, like great kick return, or oh, they're winning 21-3 at halftime. These are statements that were common in her vernacular in her entire household growing up. 6 championships, uh, just normal week to week standard football fanship going on, positivity. My comments are like yours, Rip. Probably telling to your kids while you're watching. Fumble in the red zone. Terrible pass. Why are you doing that? Don't go run. Tackle him. These are things said more. So she can't even comprehend why I do this, why I do Sad Boys Club and sit down and watch. I sat down, like I said, I had the kid. I sat down for 3 seconds and bam, fumbled it in the red zone. Like a bad fumble, like a helmet on ball, spat it out 6 yards right to the other dude. Uh, Quick red zone fumble. Sat down, sat right back up. I said, let's not do this. I'd rather go get spit up on outside in the rain by DK Jr. than do the Sad Boys Club.
But you still put that poor cute kid in a Cardinals onesie every Sunday. You got to cut it out, DK, before he has memories, before too many pictures are taken. He's able to look back at, Dad, why was I in a Cardinals onesie? What are you doing to me? I'm going to call Department of Family Services on you pretty soon. It's the easiest parenting decision you could ever make, DK. Do not let that kid become a Cardinals fan.
Need therapy. And a lot of Bears fans would say the same shit. Rip, guess who's in first place out in Chicagoland? We didn't even talk about that. That was one of the better games as well from last week. Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys, two squads. We even put Carolina Panthers in that conversation. They also played well this week. Three squads that nobody gave a shit for anything. And look at them, just stringing it together, staying involved, staying alive until this last little stretch. And who knows? It's like college sports too. If you make the playoffs in the NFL, if you prove that you have fight and you can overcome adversity and just kind of get people want to go there. Turns out too that Bryce Young isn't that shitty, and that this wide receiver from University of Arizona, T Mac, is the real deal. A lot of people, I said David Boston-esque with him because he just makes football plays, and that's what he continues to do. I wish I would have picked him up in fantasy. That's a big miss for me with him. He's the only guy. He's the only guy there in Carolina now that Bryce Young's putting it together. Anyway, Rip, 1-star moments of the week. We all got them. We talk about them. What do you got?
DK, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Here we are in our 40s. Some of us a little closer to 50. Not going to name any names, but the best deal I saw all week through my hundreds and hundreds of emails. I still check my email multiple times a day. I'm old school. I'm close to 50. The best deal I saw all week, DK, believe it or not, in my age bracket was on colon cancer detection test. Have you ever had a colon cancer test, colonoscopy? You know, I had one a few years ago. Didn't you pick me up from the operation?
I did. I did. It was one of my top friend moments. I felt like I gave you a colonoscopy, but I just picked you up. I just felt very like a good friend. I don't know. Pick me up for my colonoscopy appointment. You would only ask to good friends. So I appreciated it.
That was a 5-star friendship move. I think it was 4 years ago, and ever since then, I've been hyper focused on whether I'm getting cancer at this age or just to be preventative and all that stuff. So I see this deal, buy one get one free. That's my Black Friday these days. I'm trying to get colon cancer detection tests at a really good deal. I tried to grab 4 of them to kind of prepare myself for the next 3 or 4 years, and I got all the way to checkout on this website. I can't remember the name of the website. I'm not going to shout it out, throw them under the bus, but it wouldn't accept my HSA card as payment. It declined it 3 times in a row. So my 1-star moment of the week was spending my Black Friday trying to buy at-home colon cancer tests, and I even failed at doing it. So I'm not out there trying to buy a TV or a fancy new car or karaoke set. I'm buying colon cancer detection tests, and not only that, but I wasn't even able to make the transaction, DK. 1-star moment of the week right there.
It's all what I don't no words. This was your moment. Was this your rec or is this your 1-star moment? Because it sounds like you're also doing a rec. So you're just gonna give up on testing your colon cancer self for colon. That's it. You gave it a go, and now you're done. You're out.
I will not give up. I will still do it every year, but I'm gonna actually pay full price at this point. No Black Friday, no Cyber Monday deals for me. Put in my stocking stuffer.
It feels like you're watching the Cowboys
wife.
game upstairs while your anus runs into the piano. Is what it feels like to me right now.
There you go. What do you got? 1-star moment of the week.
1-star moment of the week. Last week, I self-proclaimed this is going to be probably our lamest 1-star moments and our lamest 1-star recs ever. Go ahead. Let's put it up there now. I proclaimed last week that I was a fire starter. We were a fire family. I'm doing fires in the fireplace now. I got wood. I got tinder, and it was great until it wasn't. Your boy. So, okay. uh, two things happened in this moment. First thing, my poker, my poker head fell off in the fire. I don't know if this has ever happened to anybody else before. I don't think it burnt. It fell off. So I just had a smaller stick poker. The poker head, though, with the little hook on it and the part that you try to hook and move the logs, fell off in the fire. So that happened. I then decided that it was like one of those fire situations where you had to decide to make a log movement or you were going to lose the fire. If you're if you're a fire guy, you know what I'm talking about. You have about 5 or 6 moments in the lifespan of a fireplace fire where you have to get in there and do a poke turn, or a poke smash, or a poke lift, flip over. Okay, one of the three techniques have to occur in this situation. My poker fell off. I lost my marbles for a second. I don't know if I blocked out or what, but I went with my right hand, my good hand, my tennis hand, okay, into do a log flip turn, top log flip turn to get the fat part of the log on the hotter embers. And the second I grabbed it, I got my index finger up and fried, shown on camera right now, fried my whole, where I would do a fingerprint of my that finger, completely burnt up, and immediately I smelt it, and then it burnt up, and then it blistered up within 5 minutes. This huge white blister. So it was, fireplaces were great until it wasn't. Then I got very mad at the whole situation in the fireplace. It was like when you stub your toe on the bed and then you get pissed off at the bed. So then I got pissed off. Then I had to recenter myself to find myself to get to still align the fire to continue on firing, which I did. And then I went to bed that night with a huge, basically like water blister on my finger. The internet says don't pop it, whatever you do. Next morning, I wake up, I go into the bathroom, take a piss, look in the mirror, look down at my finger. It's like this huge blister. I give it just a little touch with my thumb, and it bursts, and like this clear liquid flows out of it. So I've been band-aided up, blistered up, and it affected my tennis game today. We haven't done a fire since. It's starting to heal now a bit, but blister, Larry Lister, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could be a fire guy without the exact right equipment. So that's my 1 star moment.
I don't know if you can even call yourself a fire guy anymore because real fire guys, it doesn't happen to. There's nothing like the smell of burning flesh. That it's immediate 1 star moment. No one ever wants to smell that smell.
Or they don't talk about it. I know a lot of people who work in kitchens and commercial kitchens or that kind of things. Their fingers are like Aztec warrior feet, and they could go through anything. I might just have little pansy hands and I couldn't handle it. But just the stupidest shit. Who's picking up logs in the fire trying to flip them? I just blacked out, man. Blacked it on out. 1 star wreck of the week. This is incredibly lame. This is so lame. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna do it. I didn't have much. I couldn't come to much. It was just one of those weeks where I didn't want to talk about my honey baked ham again, which by the way, dice it up, onions, red peppers, cheddar cheese, scrambled eggs, and hash brown. Holy shit. Just better than all of the ham at Thanksgiving and Christmas. That is how to eat ham. HBH in particular, that is how it's done. But that is not my wreck. My wife got me, this is crazy. This is so lame. My wife got me a lotion. This lotion is called Ollie, Olly. Go ahead. I'll wait. Plug it into Amazon, Rip. Plug it in your computer. Listeners, plug it into your phone. Ollie, Olly. It's on Amazon. It's $6. It's calm, mood plus skin. It's lotion, body serum. It's got vitamin B3, some adtogens, some hydrologic acid. It's eucalyptus amber smell. Smells so fucking good. And because it's a lotion, it stays with you long enough. Like if I was going into an office still, this would be the last thing I would put on and before I put like my clothes on and headed out the door. This will stick with you for like 2 to 3 hours. And I'm telling you, it's just a great smell. Rip, I fully encourage you to hop in Amazon, throw it in your car, Olly, just get it. I put it in your garage when you step in from the house, wash your hands, throw some of this lotion on. Like it is such a good smell and it's masculine. It's a masculine lotion smell that is I use it and I'm happy and it's my rec and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that's not cooler. I'm sorry. It's the lamest, most feminine rec ever. But also might be my top rec. Godspeed.
I feel like you're possibly trying to score some points with your wife for that one. You could clip that up and send it over to her. I don't know, man.
I
That's
wish I
probably
was. I wish I was, but I actually went through one bottle and then she was out of the helping me out department. Like got me one bottle. So I proactively went back and got myself a second bottle on my own. She already got her. She already got her flowers, Rip. It's not that. This is dermatologist tested and approved, okay? Telling you, Rip. What kind of lotion are you using right now?
I think it's called Nivea. Is it the big blue bottle? Nivea, Nivea, the
It's
one that's
got a
been
smell
around for like
to
a
it, or you
hundred
got the
years.
unscented? You seem like an unscented guy to me.
Whatever my wife buys, I
See,
think it's
problem
unscented.
right now. How about Amazon? Just OLLY. Put it in Amazon. Just trust me. Put it on and see what your kids say. Just try it. OLY 6.99 later.
See, that's the kind of sponsorship we need on One Star Recruits. Recurring revenue, baby. You're going to need some more of that in 6 months.
True that. True that. What's your rec? Go ahead. Give me something
Uh,
good. Hopefully with food.
Yeah, this is a kind of an uplifting rags to riches one, DK. As you and I both know, we lost our clip guy in the last couple weeks. He didn't die, but our guy Train, who's been putting out so many amazing clips of one star recruits for the last 2 or 3 years, kind of retired from the biz, retired from putting out clips. So we're a little bit in a bind for a minute. Push came to shove. I ended up taking it on myself, DK. I subscribed to Adobe Premiere Pro and basically learned it in about, I'd say, probably 3 to 4 hours in the past week. And when I say learned it, this is a complete one-star version of learning it, quote unquote, learning it. I put together a Derek Brooks clip a few days ago it was very one star, but I was proud of myself, DK. It was a good feeling when I spit that thing out, posted on social media. Probably our worst clip in the last 4 years since we've really started getting it in the hang of doing clips. But to me, it'll only get better going forward. So my rec of the week is for anyone to do something this week that makes you proud of yourself, because it was a great feeling for about 5 minutes. Like I said, it wasn't the best clip. It was actually probably the worst clip we've had in quite some time, but it's only going to get better from here. And I was proud that I made it happen. So one star rec of the week is do something this week that makes yourself proud.
Hell yeah. You do that a lot too, Rip. You take control. You take the bulls by the horns. You do new stuff. You put yourself out there. You're not afraid to try new things. Not afraid to push yourself. And although it's like riding a bike, once you figure all this stuff out, it's pretty easy for you, which is good. It's good. You have a good personality for it because you're down to try. And then once you get things, it's like pretty, like you'd be a fun guy to go camping with once you already know how to set stuff up because it's like autopilot once you get there. You're that type.
Fire guy, DK. Now, what was your opinion of that clip? To be honest, it was very very choppy and one star, but it made it happen.
Yep. Chalky, mucky, but it was good. The content was right. The messaging was right. I think we just got to just clean up those transitions a little bit. Just flow it together a little bit. Just like you got the music for Rips Reacts. Go ahead and hit that shit. Let's fire around you here, Rip. Daniel Gallinari. He's retired from pro basketball. Great career with the Clippers, the Knicks, the Nugs. Wonderful career. Rip. There's not a lot of them. I'll be impressed if you get more than two. Name as many Italian-born players as you can.
Pablo Prigioni, Marco Bellinelli, Danilo Gallinari. That's it. That's my list. Three.
Three. Not bad. You missed Bargnani of Raptors fame.
Number one pick, right? Number one overall.
Yeah, big miss on that. You could have had four. Surprise the world. Luigi Datome. That was back in 2013. Who else did you miss? Vincento Espinoza. 95. That's the Raptors. Nicolo Melli. That's a Phoenix Sun, Rip. Come on. Nicolo Melli. 2019, 2021.
How about Colin Gillespie?
Man, Villanova. What is Villanova? Villanova creates men, don't they? Men. They're babyface killers. Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, Nico Mannion, our guy, also Italian American. He's got his passport, which I'm working on. Mike D'Antoni also had dual citizenship, Italiano and Americano. Just wait till I'm there joining you guys, okay? That dual passport ship. Not bad though, Rip, with your Italian names. Big mistake or little mistake, Rip. The NFL referees during the overtime coin toss for the Broncos Commanders game last week, the officials mistakenly let Washington, who won the toss, chose to kick off and in what direction. So under the NFL rules, the team that wins an overtime toss gets to choose only whether to kick or receive, not both, if not which side they want to go to. Big mistake or little mistake?
That's a huge mistake to me because the NFL has a lot of rules and a lot of them are super complicated and have to be explained by guys like Terry McCauley and all these on-air personalities. But that's not one of the hard rules. That's one of the easier rules and one of the more standard ones that's been around for years. I don't see how guys get that wrong. I don't know if it made a difference in the outcome of the game in overtime, but that's a rule you can't get wrong right there.
What happened at the end of that game? My mind's eluding me. Did we get a field goal to win that thing? Young Hoku kicked the field goal. You see him kick the ground.
That guy, that's an immediate 1-star moment right there. That's an immediate cut for that. I think he's already been cut once this year. Get that guy out of here.
I've never seen that before. Have you ever seen that before? That it's not your wife kicking field goals at the local high school?
Nah, I think that's when you come out of the bar drunk and your friends challenge you to kick a 30-yarder and you just face plant is what happened.
Oh, man. Breaking news. Giannis Antetokounmpo deletes all of his Bucks content on his Instagram just now. Something's brewing there. One star reporting. Rip Fanatics, sports merchandising giant, not Homage, competitor to Homage. It's a great 1-star supporter here. Did set a single day sales record on Black Friday. Another milestone, 48 hours for them, including Thanksgiving Day. Sales were up more than 20% compared to last year. Usually I gift my tenants and some of my properties flowers for the holidays. I'll send flowers there. I've shifted this year because I know all of their sports teams to sending them sports gear from their sports teams from Homage. Some people use Fanatics. What do you think of this for gift giving, Rip? Gift giving people stuff from their team.
That's amazing. I was thinking the other day about sending out 1-star hoodies again at some point. I think we need to get in the habit of sending our loyal listeners gifts at some point. But I love it, man. If you were Donald Sterling and owned like 1,000 apartments, we'd be rich. But as a small time tenant up there in Portland, you got a couple Bills fans out there, possibly some LA Rams fans, Clippers fans. Send them out. Homage.com, baby.
And it's personalized. It's like I care more about you than sending you some hydrangeas and sunflowers and eucalyptus plants. I know more about you, and I'm going to send you some Packers gear with Bart Simpson on it wearing a Packers thing or whatever. It's more personalized from that route. Saints kicker Charlie Smythe. Charlie Smythe, who knows? The Irish say things crazy. We're not sure, but he's from Ireland. In Ireland, they went crazy because he kicked a 56-yard field goal on his NFL debut. Rip, what are the American pro teams and college teams that still rep logos and namesakes of the Irish?
Boston Celtics, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. That's all I got.
That's it. Those are the only two. Winston sent it over to me. I thought there would be a lot more, but there were only freaking two. Can you believe it? Let's see if you know more of these. The Minnesota Wild featured a Ojibwe language broadcast from Native American Heritage Day. It was the first time in sports broadcasts they highlighted a language spoken in the Native American language for the Great Lakes region and Canada in particular. Rip, go ahead and name 3 sports teams who still use Native American nicknames or logos.
Cleveland Indians, Washington Redskins, Chicago Blackhawks. There's the 3. 2 of those are expired, baby.
2 are expired. That's not you missed. You want to redo real fast? 5, 4.
Chicago Blackhawks, Vancouver Canucks.
Maybe there's a deep tie to the Canucks that I'd have to put together in some sort of way. Kansas City Chiefs. You missed the Atlanta Braves right there in front of you. And obviously the Florida State Seminoles.
There we go.
Out there doing their things. Some would put the Utah Utes up in there for the Ute tribe of Unina County or Ray Reservation up there in Provo. Not bad though. Native American, Rip. You know, you're Arizona guy. Big Navajo Nation. Stand up there, Rip. You know 4 corners. Have you got your body parts on all 4 corners?
I think I've been 2 corners, 2 or 3 corners. I'm missing Colorado.
Get this man to Colorado. We'll be back next week. 1-star recruits.
See you next week.